With all the information about Nintendo Switch 2 set to be released in 2025, there are top 10 open-world games on the Nintendo Switch you can't miss. Let's take a look. Number 10. Paper Mario: The Origami King. In this game world, everything is made of paper. It's like they all have lives of their own. You'll go on adventures in big maps with different styles. There are towns, maple forests, deserts, huge oceans, and even islands in the sky. There's so much to explore. The battle system is really cool, even though it has some problems. The battles are like a puzzle game on top of turn-based gameplay. You gotta rotate the rows or slide the columns to bunch up the enemies and get them within Mario's attack range at the center. If you can do it within the time limit and number of tries, Mario gets a damage bonus. And the boss battles? Each boss has its own special thing going on. You gotta really think hard and figure it out. There are heaps of collectible stuff in the game, from a ton of toads to all kinds of treasure chests and question mark bricks. All these collectibles are put in the scenes just right. You can find them by looking around, solving simple puzzles and mechanisms. The battle system might get a bit repetitive and boring later on, and there are a ton of battles you can't avoid. But overall, Paper Mario: The Origami King is totally worth a try. Number 9. Pokémon Scarlet and Violet really steps away from the traditional RPG style of the series. You can just run around freely on the map. There are 3 storylines you can choose from: Victory Road, Starfall Street, and Legendary Path. You can play these in whatever order you want. The Pokémon system in this game has been upgraded. It's not just a bunch of data anymore. You can interact with your Pokémon, have picnics, and let them follow and run along with you. Scarlet and Violet also took some good stuff from The Legend of Zelda. Pokémons interact with each other. At night, they sleep. When a battle starts, some will run away, some will watch, and some are ready to attack as soon as your battle ends. Another thing is the Terastallization. It changes a Pokémon's attribute, and there's exclusive special effect of the Terastallized Pokémon's unique move in the battle. Sure, there are some problems like obvious frame drops and clipping issues, but other than that, the quality of Scarlet and Violet is still pretty good. For those who like the Pokémon series, Scarlet and Violet is definitely a good choice. Number 8. Bayonetta 3. It keeps that usual wild and crazy battle style of the series. Most of the time, it's a bunch of monsters swarming in. Players can really feel that exciting, fast-paced battle with all the swords and bullets flying around, and there's that witch time thing going on. The coolest new system in this game is definitely the Warcraft summoning. You can set up 4 kinds of summonable demons on the cross key. These big dudes are super powerful with their huge bodies. Press the ZL button and they'll come out and fight for Bayonetta, and they can also do their thing even when there's no fighting going on. Bayonetta 3 is probably the most newbie-friendly ACT for people new to the genre. The characters are really awesome. There are all kinds of Bayonettas with different styles, Jeanne d'Arc, and that new character Tachime, or we call Viola, who's really impressive. Even though the Sword Girl might not feel that great, Bayonetta's battles are smooth and easy for newbies to pick up quickly. Plus, this game has all kinds of gameplay modes like chasing, sneaking, shooting, and even some behemoth stuff. Bayonetta 3 is totally worth a try with its awesome combat system, rich gameplay. It's a perfect pick for action game lovers on the Nintendo Switch. Number 7. Pokémon Legends: Arceus. This is the first action role-playing game in the Pokémon series. It combines action stuff with traditional role-playing gameplay. For instance, if you get attacked by a Pokémon directly on the map, you gotta deal with dodging and rolling. You can also throw a ball to sneak attack and capture a Pokémon without going into battle. When you sneak up and throw a ball from behind while capturing Pokémon, the probability doubles. In battles, players can get attacked by wild Pokémon. Some shy Pokémon will run away when they see you, and aggressive or territorial ones will attack you. Arceus' battles use an action bar mechanism, AT sequence. We cannot tell it is a good one, but it's not a traditional turn-based system. The priority of different skills affects the action bar order. There are the new battle methods Tough and Fast. The Tough makes the move more powerful, but puts your action bar order at the back. The Fast weakens the move power, but puts your action bar order at the front, so you need to think more deeply about skill selection and action sequence. You can move around during battles and look at the battle from different angles and see that Pokémon come in different sizes. Number 6. Kirby and the Forgotten Land. You'll play as the cute Kirby explores all kinds of different places, like forests, deserts, snow-capped mountains, and mysterious caves. Kirby can get the special abilities of enemies by swallowing them, like flying, shooting, transforming, and so on. The unique Mouthful mode is both funny and super important for level design. Kirby can stuff cars, vending machines, traffic cones, and stuff like that into its mouth and do all kinds of actions depending on what's in its mouth. There's combat in a level clearing type. Even though the combat feel is just so-so, it's still really satisfying to play, and the abilities you get can evolve and get stronger and stronger as you play. The level design of the game is really great and full of challenges. Each level has unique tasks and obstacles that players need to overcome. Some also hide valuable items and secret passages. Levels full of secrets are totally worth replaying. The game also offers multiplayer cooperation and battle modes. Number 5. Xenoblade Chronicles 3. It's got a really cool story, with some great twists and turns and amazing character building. In the war-torn world of Ionian, people grow up in petri dishes and only live for 10 years. They're always fighting to charge up the Clock of Life fire. And there are these senders who play the flute to send off souls. These new and unique settings let players slowly uncover the secrets of the world during their long adventure. The graphics and music are top-notch. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 has made an incredibly beautiful world of Ionian. Endless plains, mountains, waterfalls, and deserts all exist on the same map, and it's full of life. Compared to the earlier games, the map guidance system is way more intuitive, and you can see the navigation routes super easily. The soundtrack by Yasunori Mitsuda is unbeatable and can get players immersed as soon as they hear it. Class-driven battles are a perfect mix of being easy to get into and having depth. There are lots of classes you can choose and combine. For example, the Flash Striker comes with 4 attack skills and has a high bonus. The Crusher is a high-intensity physical C-position class, and its passive skill highly increases physical combat skill damage. In short, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is a really great game to play with its amazing story, excellent graphics, music, and rich battle system. Great enough for all open-world JRPG lovers. Number 4. Animal Crossing: New Horizons. You're put on an uninhabited island that's all yours. You can adjust the terrain however you want, set up all kinds of buildings and decorations in a clever way, and even change the positions of rivers and cliffs. By collecting a bunch of different furniture, decorations, and props, you can decorate every nook and cranny of your house and the island to your heart's content. The game time is totally in sync with real life, including day and night changes, seasonal changes, and all kinds of festivals. In spring, the island is full of flowers and you can collect spring flowers and materials. In winter, it's covered in snow and you can do winter activities like building snowmen. It feels like players are really living on the island. Every time you log in, there's a fresh feeling. The animal residents on the island will have all kinds of random events like arguing, getting sick, and moving. Players can join in and help solve these problems. They also have different personalities, likes and dislikes. Some are lively and cheerful and love to chat. Some are introverted and shy. You can understand their personalities by having conversations, giving gifts, and completing tasks. Invite real-life friends or friends you met online to come to your island and do all kinds of activities like fishing, catching bugs, mining, and building the island. One of the best games that makes people stay connected during the pandemic time. Number 3. Super Mario Odyssey. The graphics of Super Mario Odyssey are really amazing. With its open world, innovative gameplay, and awesome level design, the game takes players on an adventure that's full of surprises and fun. In the game, each level has its own unique theme and style. There's the retro Mushroom Kingdom, the Sand Country with a Western vibe, the Frozen Snow Country, and the neon-lit Urban Country. Every scene is carefully designed with rich and matching colors. Whether it's that huge golden moon in the distance or the brightly lit skyscrapers in the city, the level design is super interesting. The game breaks up the traditional level system and puts it all together in a big world. There are tons of hidden elements, so you'll never get bored. The level design includes not only stuff like running notes, racing, and grabbing coins, but also new and cool gameplay like playing volleyball, jumping rope, remote controlling racing cars. It tests players' skills from all different angles and goes beyond the boundaries of imagination. Plus, the game gives players a completely open, miniature garden world. The hidden secrets on the map make players really want to explore. For example, in the Urban Country, it takes the characteristic elements of New York City and is divided into 3 parts: the ground, the upper layer, and the underground world. Every place is full of surprises. Super Mario Odyssey has added a skill called Possession and other actions besides jumping. Players can use the hat Cappy of the 2P character to possess other creatures or objects and solve puzzles and pass levels by using their characteristics. For example, turn into a frog to jump really high, turn into an electric current to rush along, turn into a big dinosaur and charge around recklessly, and even turn into Bowser to finish the game. Whether you're a player who likes adventure, puzzle solving, or collection challenges, you can find endless fun in Super Mario Odyssey. Number 2 and number 1. The Legend of Zelda. I don't really need to say much about these games, but let me quickly introduce Tears of the Kingdom. It was originally supposed to be a DLC for The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, but it ended up becoming a sequel to the game that came out 7 years ago. Pretty much everyone is familiar with Breath of the Wild. It was officially released on Nintendo Switch and Wii U. The reason I'm including it here is that it truly deserves this position on this list. Tears of the Kingdom has really high freedom based on previous one. The 3-layer supersized world is split into the sky, the ground, and the underground. Each layer has its own special style and is full of secrets and surprises. Players can freely move between these 3 layers and explore tons of unknown stuff. For instance, the sky is mainly for unlocking parts and getting resources. The ground has new places because of terrain changes. And although the underground is dangerous, it has precious resources. The new gameplay brings a totally fresh experience. After the protagonist Link gets the arm of Rauru, he learns 4 new skills like Ultra Hand, Fuse Materials, Ascend, and Recall. These skills let players assemble and combine items however they want, add different attributes to weapons, cross obstacles, and change the movement paths of objects. Players use these skills to make all kinds of interesting and useful props and devices like transportation means, aircraft, weapons, and so on. It's like starting an industrial revolution in Hyrule. The puzzle design in the miniature garden is even better. The 5 temples in the main storyline, like the Fire Temple, the Water Temple, the Wind Temple, the Thunder Temple, and the Spirit Temple, they're big puzzle levels with themes and bring back the feeling of miniature garden design from previous works. Each temple has its own mechanisms and difficulties. Players need to fully use their abilities and props and observe and think to find the right solutions. And each temple has a hidden big treasure chest. Must-have games on Nintendo Switch. Thank you so much for walking through these games with me. Hope you like this list. I will upload games-related videos here, and please comment below if there is anything you would like to know about. See you next time.